go now.
Damn it, Killer must still be here. Throat torn open by man-like jaws. Man-like, except for long fangs. Busted ribs, blood from the ears. Took a solid hit. Massacred by a vampire. Not an Ekimara, though, or a Fletter. Bruxa, gotta be. Killed with a single blow. In the cellar, gotta be. River Muck carried the body in his cart. Claw wounds from 5 separate claws, spread of a small human hand. Footprints, small bare feet, lead deeper. Cellar. Fell down the stairs, broke his neck. And moon dust could be lifesavers, hurled against the wall with great force. Used this to batter down the grate. Took a lot of strength to batter this down. You. Saw you at the inn. I know what you are. Don't know why you killed these people, though. Clearly wasn't for their blood. We don't have to fight.
You are wrong. I cannot let you leave.
stinks. Waterlogged, both hands amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought. Laid in water for some time. Head swollen and something in... A pouch bulging with coins. Nilfgaardian florins from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing... Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this. Third hand. A spare? Except it's clearly not the... How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing? Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something. So, murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does that? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's... Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know about the other victims. Need to speak to the Duchess, urgently.
All right, you scamps. Stop.
But the Palmerine.
Their tales for another time. But take a good...
Master Richard, is it true? But the Black Knight, he's a villain and the cutter of cast...
Moral victory.
Rubbish.
Now, that will do. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena.
Lead the way. Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As you will soon see.
Someone's gonna fight a Shalmar with only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
This is dangerous.
I saw a spectacle of this sort at the arena in Nuremberg. There, a knight defeated a Shalmar with bells on its tail.
Might have gotten lucky. Shalmar might have been lame. Who knows? Only a Witcher has a real chance against a healthy Shalmar. Besides which, releasing a monster that dangerous and... Who's going to...
Guillaume, a young man.
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised him.
Great love demands great...
Let's go.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
Got a bad feeling about this. Damn it. We have to help him. Gotta keep it down. Can only tell where we are.
Alas, tonight, the beast heaved its foul girth. It grew so long, it dropped to earth. The sound came the witcher, one mighty sound, to give fight to the beast. Well confound! The fate of the beast has been paid by the gods. Soon the witcher shall triumph against all odds. The witcher waited till the time was true, then 12 dark spun, struck the monster right through. Like a golden leaves at the lightness burn, so the witcher wooed the shell, and howl hard to earth. Gods dive, flee, faint, razor strikes belly, Selman's cries are loud, blood transforms into jelly. The Shelma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
It suffered enough.
The monster lies slain! The fight is done! Praised be the victors!
Guillaume,
The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly paints you. She approaches.
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Your Grace. Shall...
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial.
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the...
Geralt, though we've...
Your Grace, my contract.
Naturally. We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged. The very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace. Witcher.
Greetings. Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the
No. A bruxa, a kind of vamp...
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo...
Do you mean to insinuate the investigate...
Geralt insinuates nothing.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. Acquire it. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough...
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find?
No, Your Grace. You...
The response Thus we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodging.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled thing. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a witch.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information. How'd it start?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from him. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not...
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seemed.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures thereafter. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the...
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac.
His body was found in a gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe
It's not out of the question.
So, first...
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont...
He made a veritable fortune in the grain.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatic.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were...
These were honorable men. We are hot.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model.
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty.
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to...
Honor, wisdom...
5 virtues.
Strange.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand it.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues in Toussaint at the time...
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds, or...
Milton mentioned something. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac-Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but...
They were a team?
They were close friends. Tightly knit.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. Your Grace, we need to find Milton.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding...
We must call off the...
First and foremost... Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall... A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not... Horses? Ready our horses! Your Grace!
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness, I...
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward! Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
Your Grace seems right at home in a saddle.
Like the wind! Clear the path! Clear the way, I said! It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry!
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Meaning we need to find those things too.
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to. On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish.
Golden fish.
Please, Geralt. Look there.
The unicorn.
It's terribly... The golden fish and the... All clear?
dark secrets tales of a fairy.
And now I shall drink
To
down
grow state
and
courageous or
drink
coward.
it.
What other part of the state?
Perhaps an apple.
We would
Do you...
Hush!
Who's...
Roach likes carrots. Maybe Unicorn will too.
This is an outrage. An outrage, I tell you.
It's against the laws.
What would you say to a delicious, crunchy carrot? Easy. Gardens are huge. Be better off on horseback. And fish should be easily spot once I'm under.
What the blazes?
Did someone just dive in the water?
Perhaps that might.
Swim on, good man.
Not allowed!
It will not do.
Hey, wait. Stop.
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your
As the moon is heavenly court, when a soul of good
A key.
This ruins the game.
The light is positively useless. She can't possibly see.
Move it.
I imagine you've been all over the world, Sir Witcher.
If you please, Your Grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity. All shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules. Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another.
Who wrote this drivel?
I begin like a groan.
Let's see. Grown. With ease gives us greenhouse.
You're a genius. Several.
Greenhouse it is then. Wait here.
What the butch?
What was that? I'm here.
This belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you?
Not here to talk about me.
Yet that is exactly what we are doing.
What do you mean, they? Dutch...
I would ask you to convey to the Duchess. You'll not get the chance.
Let you kill again.
were to stay where you were. Regenerate!
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself!
No, he's my friend.
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
Regis? You all right?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened? It was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince...
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Detlaff can be rather stubborn. Though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Detlaff is... how would you humans put it? More bestial than I am. But not to worry. I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here. At least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Detlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
Everyone's got their reasons, but he's crossed a line. Want him to stop, don't give a damn why he's doing it.
Perhaps you should. Motivations change the contours of all situations. A thief who steals to feed his family versus one who steals out of greed. Would you not treat them differently?
Mean to suggest Detlaff's killing out of some worthy, dire need?
I merely suggest he's not a bloodthirsty monster who murders simply for the joy of it. That's just not him. Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Detlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Awfully good of him.
Yes. So you'll understand Detlaff is no cold-blooded killer. I believe he's landed in some mess and he sees no way out.
What makes you say that?
Vilgefortz melted my body. Detlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. Which is why I know something ill is afoot.
Always had an overdeveloped sense of empathy.
Each vampire has a unique talent. One they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Detlaff's trump card is his herd instinct. His tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him immensely.
Gotta find him before something upsets him even more, and all Beauclair is awash with blood.
Well, we share a cause then, just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Detlaff is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I prefer they not find me here. I'd makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot go unavenged.